Every day I hear the rain, every day I hear it fall. Along the roof and through the trees, crystal water runs on my feet. I'm standing there, it's pouring down. I close my eyes and listen for
Ninamani! Mani oi! Ninamani! Okay, guys, we're going to start off our ceremony. We've got a special guest, Jack, who's going to do a welcome to country for us.
All right, how are we all? I love working with young fellas. My name's Jack Buckskin. I represent 3 different Aboriginal groups, Garner of the Adelaide Plains here, Narungga from the York Peninsula, and Warringal from over near Streaky Bay. So if you don't know me, I represent those 3 mobs. If you're related, hello to all my relations, and to all the other family and friends, welcome to you here. My Aboriginal name is Ganya Punduunduit Pinakudnwitcha. Breaks up in 3 smaller names. Ganya, it's my individual totem. If you want to see how it's spelt, it's looking on my back. Ganya, written with a K, pronounced with a G. It means the rock. Because my mum reckons I look like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. What do you reckon? Yeah, hey, I got one. Yes, that's good. I'm going to like that kid. I'm here today to welcome us to country, to call upon our ancestors to look after us here. It's a protocol for us as Aboriginal people to welcome us as visitors to country. Whether we come from the Kaurna Nation or whether we come from other areas, when we gather in a specific area, this is what we do: welcome people on the country, and then also cleansing off any bad spirits on new places, new gardens, new buildings, new times when we are having birth of children, etc. This is what we do. We welcome our beginning of life through a smoking ceremony and cleansing ceremony as well. Let me move away from that speaker. So to welcome you all here, I'm going to just call upon our ancestors to come and join us. And I'm also going to introduce myself in language, as I'm a language teacher, so I like to take every opportunity I can to speak our language. For those young fellas out here, language is pretty important for us as Aboriginal people. And the reason why we say that, and the reason why I'm honoured to be able to speak language, is my mother didn't get to speak language. My grandfather was flogged if he spoke language. I get to speak language on an everyday basis. So for us as Aboriginal people, we get that opportunity. So to grow up speaking your language is something that we have as Aboriginal people, that people can respect and look after as well. So in saying that, I'm going to welcome us and sing a song to get our spirits to come and join us as well. Nga naripintin here to kanyo punduit pinakuna with chabakani. Nga tangi walta gana naranga Warringal mio. Nga chitakitin bukyana ku kumbayatan kayato apandi natangadlu tanda nyanga tikandi wanga warigana yama. Marwichang nga bukyana board kana kumgana mini yalara nga wangandi mani nbudni ngadlu kuyatana. Yanchi yata ngadlu tanda kanya takandi. So we also pay respects wherever we go and acknowledge all other Kaurna people, all Aboriginal people for gathering here, and also pay respects to the young fellas that are going to come and be our elders. So on behalf of Kaurna people, welcome to you all. Now I'm going to try and do this. I'm going to put this under my arm because I'm going to sing a song. Can you still hear me? All right, deadly. I've got a big mouth anyway. I'm not even going to need that there. No, you're right. You watch this here. I'm deadly. So this song is about calling upon our ancestors, the spirit ancestors, to look after us as people and look after the country around us as well. So it's really a song of blessing of our ancestors to come and look after us. clap along with me, you fellas. Welcome to country. Now, deadly that you fellas got involved, the more of us making noise, the more of us acknowledging our spirit ancestors. So thank you for clapping along. I'm going to play a little bit of didgeridoo before later on we're going to go for a little walk after I've finished. This is about, when we play the didgeridoo, it comes from Arnhem Land, from top end of Australia, and we pay respects to the traditional owners who are the Yolngu people. Now, we play this instrument because it replicas the sound of the earth. And when we play this instrument, it's a spirit, it's a soul, it's a spirit cleansing musical instrument as well, because it reminds you of the Mother Earth. With smoking that we cleanse, the smoke cleanses off of any bad spirits as well. So it cleanses you, we're cleansing you from the outside and the inside with the didgeridoo. So take yourself back and think about your ancestors. Think about your grandparents. Think about your parents when you hear the didgeridoo, because it makes you who you are. So I pay respects. I say I acknowledge the Yolngu people in their language and in my language for allowing me to play this instrument, because my father, who's adopted me in Arnhem Land, I pay respects to him specifically for allowing me to play. So I'm going to play a little bit of didgeridoo, and then we're going to have some people come and talk to you as a mob about the importance of the day today here, and then we're going to go for a little walk through the garden to cleanse the garden with the smoke as well. All right, that's me done. All right, hopefully you fellas feel looked after when you come across country as well. When you go for that walk, think about the ancestors that walked this land as well. There might be concrete, there might be paths, but as you walk this country, your ancestors walked this country too. So remember that, and the least that we can do, the little bit that we have of language and culture, the more that we practice, the more that we embrace it, the more that we feel connected. So the little bit that you've got, embrace it and use it as much as you can. So I tell you, thank you.
Okay, before we do ceremonial walks through to the garden, we'd just like to acknowledge what we're here for today, and that is National Sorry Day. That came from the Bringing Them Home report, and what that is about is honouring those people that were stolen from their families. So, and we're understanding their pain and their hurt from not being able to grow up in their culture within their family. So National Sorry Day is around, we honour that pain, and we must acknowledge it, and we must move from it. And where there's pain, there has to be healing. So this is a healing garden, and this was set up here by some very special women who came together because of their stories and because of what happened to them. And so I'm going to introduce you to Chrissy Edelen, who was the woman and who runs the Circle of Hope. And there's a few women over onto our left here that also were part of this very special place. So this place is a very sacred place, and we must respect it and we must honour it when we're walking through, because this is a place where these women have been able to lay their story.
Good morning, everybody. Beautiful to see you all here today. My name is Chris Doolan. Christine, Jakes, Doolan, different names people might have known me by, but that was part of what happened when I got taken away. I firstly also like to just acknowledge that we're on Kaurna land. It's very important that we know that, and that the site that you see behind us was kindly, I guess after hundreds of years, this land was the land and still is the land of the Kaurna people. So we're very happy to know that we've been able to use this special site to put something that was very special in our hearts for people that were taken away. I'm a stolen generation survivor. I wouldn't say I had it that bad compared to some people. But basically today is a very special day for people who were taken away. There's a few ladies over here who were taken away as well. And I guess we've come to a point of our lives where we're getting older. We need people to understand what happened and why it happened. I was taken away in the 1960s when the government decided that my mother, and I've got a photo of my mum. My mother come from the Northern Territory. And when she come down to Adelaide back in the 60s, all her children were taken off her. And I was taken off my mother because my father was an Aboriginal. But it was also practice from the government to take Aboriginal babies from their Aboriginal mothers all over Australia. It wasn't just here. So you might know people that come from different parts of the country that might have been taken away as well. But one of the things that I have to remind you is that we need to remember the mothers as well and the fathers, because they suffered through the assimilation policies. It was part of the Australian government was to take children so we would become white people. So parents never had a chance to say what they thought, and they didn't have a chance to fight back for all of us. So today is really about the mothers and fathers as well. I mean, I've survived. I'm a survivor. I'm not a victim. The government wanted us to all forget and be faded out into nothing. They wanted us to just become part of the white population. But unfortunately, the society we live in, people still don't understand Aboriginal people. So I'm still an outsider in white society. I've got my foot in both doors. I grew up with white people, and I know my Aboriginal family. I've gone back to country. My family come from the Northern Territory. So I've been a bit more fortunate than some people. I just got back from Los Angeles this week, and I was fortunate enough to talk about the stolen generations to a lot of Native American people at a conference. And they were surprised to hear that there was children that were stolen, just like they were in the institutions of Canada, in America. There was a lot of Native American people that were taken as well. So I was able to share my story with them. And there was also almost like a universal healing that was taking place as we spoke about the things that happened to us. But there's still a lot of things that we still got to do. Canada is way in front of us in terms of healing centres, the language centres. We still have a long way to go. I don't know my language. I'm Aranda, Luracha, Pintabee, Kalkadoon on my grandmother's side. I don't know her language. I don't know my grandfather's language. And I wish I did. Trying to learn Pitjantjatjara recently was really hard. But it was a start for me because my people, my family still speak language, still practice customs. And so when you're being taken away, doesn't matter where you're from, you still lose out. We still lost out on the local lingo. When I come back into the community after being adopted out for 17 years, I didn't know how black fellas talked. And they've got their own way. And you mob would know that. There is a certain way that we talk to each other, a certain protocols that we deal with. So we had to relearn all those things. And these things we shouldn't have had to done, because I should have been brought up with this lady who left hospital without me. And she ended up very ill and passed away in her 40s. There might be some people out there that may have known my mother, Sally Doolan. She had 5 children, and 4 of those children were fostered out, and I was the only one adopted. And the only reason I got adopted is because my adopted parents didn't want me to go into a children's home. And I'm so grateful, because I was destined to spend the next 18 years in institution. So I'm probably one of the most fortunate ones. A lot of people before me that I've spoken to are in children's homes. There are stories that you wouldn't believe was happening. So remembering today is really about honouring Stolen Generations people, to listen to their stories, to understand it's still happening today. Children are still being taken, Aboriginal children are still being taken today. And the fact is that the more that you know about the history of your country, especially Aboriginal people and Torres Strait Islanders, they were taken as well, the more better you will become as helping us in the future. Because I look at your little faces and I see that maybe one day one of you guys or a few of you might be working with Aboriginal people. You may be working with me when I'm an old woman. I don't know. But I mean, there's still people that need to know about what happened to us. There's probably people in the audience that probably were taken away as well. And I like to just honour those people. And I like to honour the people that have passed away as well. We've lost so many people over the years that never got the chance to speak up and had horrible time telling their stories. It's not easy. When I got taken, I was basically a newborn. So I grew up not knowing any difference until I got out. And even today, my family, I still talk to them. They still don't understand it. But the thing that keeps us all together is having the love and respect for each other. And that's the main thing. So you're standing on the site where Chrissy Evans, who's sitting over there, I'll point her out. There she is in the middle. Chrissy and I, the site you see behind us was really something that we decided to put together after the 2008 national apology to stolen gens. We were fortunate enough to go to Canberra for that, and we sat in Parliament. And when we came back here, there wasn't anything for us to think about. As we came back, there was nothing, no monuments. We just saw, what do we do now? You can say you're sorry, but you have to follow it up with actions. If you don't follow it up with actions, then it becomes really difficult to be able to heal. And so we were lucky enough in 2014 to open this little bit of a site behind us. When you walk around there, you'll see some tiles that were done by the community. Kevin Rudd, he was the Prime Minister as well, he's done some, and Archie Roach. And the importance of this site is really the first one in South Australia that's outside of a children's home. And being Elizabeth, I think, the council, the Playford Council, really got behind us to be able to put this together. So I don't know of anywhere else where Nunga fellows have come along and just asked for a bit of space to put a memorial on. It's taken us years. We got a big grant recently, and hopefully by next year this place will be a lot bigger and better, because it does take time for people to sort of like come to the party, I guess. So when you walk around, you can have a look at the tiles. They represent people that were taken away, their stories, and it also represents what today means. That when you say you're sorry, you really got to mean it. You've got to understand it. And it's about educating yourself about Aboriginal people and what happened. And if you've got grandmothers or grandparents that have been through it, give them a hug today. Talk to them and ask somebody if they're okay. Because it's a really hard thing when you cannot get rid of the memories when you've been taken away. But I mean, at the same time, the more you talk about it for us mob, it's a little bit of healing that happens. So is there any questions or... Hello.
Hi.
Hello, what was your name?
Alyssa.
Alyssa. Okay, Alyssa, what's your question?
Did you ever get to where you were from or who your family was?
Okay, that's a good question. Did you ever get told where you were from or where your family was? Well, I didn't. I didn't know where I was from, and I didn't know where my family was. I thought I was the only child in my family. So not just me, a lot of people didn't know where we come from. So that was the hard part.
How old were you when you were taken, and do you remember your real family?
Okay. I don't remember. I was taken away as a baby, a newborn. And I spent all my life with a white family growing up. And then I didn't get to meet my family till later, when I was about 18, 19. But I'm still getting to meet my family. So that's a good question.
Once there was a living language that was put to sleep. Once there was a rich culture, our people fought to keep that language. Culture we will reclaim, but just arise from the pain, 'cause we have survived and we will thrive. No one can ever take our soul. We will survive, we will thrive. We are one mob, young and old, young and old, young and old. Once there was a pure land that we all grew within. Once we were a true family, an unbroken kin. That land and family we will reclaim. Watch us arise from our pain, 'cause we have survived, we will thrive. No one can ever take our soul. Young and old, young and old.
If we can now say that we're sorry to the people from this land. They cry, their children were stolen. They still wonder why. Sing, sing loud, break through the silence. Sing sorry across this land. We cry, their children were stolen. Now no one knows why. We sing with our hearts, respect for each and every one, together with hope burning strong. Sing, sing loud, we've broken the silence. get sorry, start healing our land.
And everybody else feeling scared. Well, you know I love the rain. I'm feeling back home again. And when I'm far away from it, I imagine everything in my head. Water dropping on the ground, I see it coming, well there's no sound. I'm in a country town so long I wait. It came along but it never stayed. Well you know I love the rain. I'm feeling back home. On a plane I hope and pray, smell it there maybe when I land. My feet hit this soft floor ground, I know I'm home, I know I'm found. And oh, my wish came true, a siren outside. I closed my eyes and the sky just cried. Back home again. Well, you know I love the rain. I'm feeling back home again. Well, you know I love the rain. Oh, yes, I'm back home. I'm back home.